Oh, excuse me. Still getting a whisper somewhere. Hey guys. Hi Nancy, how are you today? Trying to join the meeting myself. There we go. Hey Laura, how are you? Trying to get my camera adjusted so that it shows the show. There we go. Can you guys hear me and see me okay today? Now it says I'm on live chat and I'm here and I'm on. Can you guys hear me? There we go. So obviously, and now I'm gonna froze. Oh, cool. My Memorial Day is going pretty well. Spent some time talking to a friend for a little bit, which was cool. Okay. Oh, good morning, Beverly. How are you? Hi, Tracy. I got a wrench in the room. That's a good thing. Oh, you have been busy. You've been finishing up all kinds of quilts there, Beverly. Hi, Charlotte. How are you today? So this is what I'm going to work on today. This is some wedding glasses that I'm doing for a friend of the family. Hey, Colleen. And I thought I would show you guys how to do this. Someone mentioned to me that they always see the application of the vinyl and then the person never shows like how to apply the etching cream to the glass. So I thought I would do that. That's why I've got the second camera, because I figured that I'd apply the etching cream to this glass and then let it dry while we chit chat and do the other one. And then I'll rinse it off when it's time and let you guys see what it looks like. What do you think? I thought it sounded like something fun to do today. So I'm going to turn this a little bit so you can see the glass. Hopefully, yeah, good. And then what I'm using to do this is Armor Etch. I got this one off Amazon and I got it as a kit. And I've already shaken my Armor Etch up. Put that where you can see it. Sounds cool. Yeah, Tracy thought so too. She actually gave me the idea. So I've got my etching cream and I've got my glass and I'm trying to get it where I can show you guys. I don't know if any of you have ever stenciled anything with paint. This is very, very similar. And what you do, I spent a good bit of time making sure that my vinyl laid down against the glass completely and that there's not any gaps around the edges of the vinyl. And then what I'm doing now is I am just applying the etching cream and I'm not painting it on. I'm more like dabbing it on, making sure I get all the way to my edges. And I kind of wanted you guys to see it up close because apparently that's something that's never shown. So I thought I would do it really up close for you so you could see how it's done. It does take a couple of minutes to put it on. And the etching cream says that you're supposed to leave this on here for 1 to 3 minutes. I usually leave it on 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm using the paintbrush that came in the kit, but I have done this before with Q-tips, with popsicle sticks, with regular old paintbrushes. And I'm sliding up so you can hopefully see. That camera is not real super steady, so trying not to make you dizzy while I do this. And I can apply the etching cream right over the vinyl if I want. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I can kind of see the chat out of the corner of my eye. Hi, Faith. Hi, Karen. Nancy, if I didn't say hi, hello. I thought I did, but I may not have. And can you guys see that clearly enough? And I'm trying to make sure that I get all the way to the edges, but I'm not pushing the cream out under my edges. I know this part's boring. I'm just trying to get it on there so you can watch it dry. Because that's what the camera is for, so you can see it really up close. I'm putting a fairly thick layer on here. You can put as much as you want. And then scrape it back off into the bottle if you've used like way too much. And now all I'm doing is just going back, making sure that I don't have any gaps, because it would be all but impossible to put this vinyl back on here. We're going to rip it up when I get done. And I told the bride, which is who asked me to do these, that I would probably be doing this on camera. So she as well. So Trisha, if you're watching, hello. Okay, so now I've got etching cream on everything. You may not be able to see it real clearly there, but I'm going to close up my bottle of etching cream and move it over here to the side. And we're going to set that glass down, I hope, where you can watch it dry. There you go. And I'm going to put my brush right here and move it aside. I'm laying it on that plastic so it doesn't do anything to my mat. But every couple of minutes, I want to go back and just kind of stir around that etching cream to make sure it does it. I've turned from Project Cam view. Back it up a little bit, see if that helps. Does that give you a better view of it? And then let me show you what we're trying to accomplish here. These are some of the shot glasses that I've done. And I don't know if you can see that very clearly. A little better with the green behind it. That's what I'm trying to get to, or what I'm working to accomplish. And then I'm going to move the camera down a little bit so you can see my desk. I laid down a little small cutting mat there so you can see. Now, the way I got these stencils is the bride sent me a picture of glasses that she liked and a drawing. She was pretty clear on her drawing. of what she wanted. So I designed all of the logos in Design Space, and then I cut them out on regular vinyl. If you need to know the specific kind of vinyl, this is Oracal, Oracal, 651 vinyl. And then I did what I call reverse weeding. Normally, you would take off all of the background and leave the letters in here. But in this case, I'm taking off the letters and leaving the background. And my bride wanted it to say bride and have her initial on here. So that's what I'm doing. I want to make sure the center of that E stays on the vinyl. And then her initial is T. We're going to put that right there. And then she has the design she chose has a ring around it. Let me get rid of that vinyl. And although this looks like a pretty simple design, this took me a while to get right because I had to have it so it would fit on the side of this glass. Hi, Jen. You want me to be your grandma? I could do that. How old are you? Are you 12 or 13? Okay, and just so you can see it before I do the rest, this is how this is going to sit on this glass, maybe a bit higher. And the glass has a curve both side to side and up and down. There's kind of a flat side here, but the bride portion ends up down here onto the curve. So I need to do a little bit of manipulation of my design before I put it on. And I'm going to do some of that right now. I'm going to cut as much of the background away as I can, because one of the things about this with the letters is that, especially like right there when it starts to go into the curve of the glass, I want to make sure that the letters can move independently of that top piece. So I've done a little cleaning up there. And then Cricut makes transfer paper. That was very odd. Cricut makes transfer paper, but I normally use contact paper. I've probably had this roll as long as I've had my Cricut. And I don't want my contact paper great big compared to my stencil. So I'm going to cut the excess contact paper off. And I did close that, just in case anybody's curious. Actually, hi, Lori. The best deal on vinyl right now is at Dollar Tree, and I've got some to show you too. It was $1.25 for a roll. And I've used vinyl from Dollar Tree before without any issues. All right, so all I'm doing here is I'm peeling the contact paper off of its backing, and I'm going to set the backing aside. And then I'm going to set this down so I don't get any wrinkles in that contact paper. And I'm going to spread it out. I wasn't sure how much of this process to show you guys. Excuse me, let me clear my throat and get rid of that froggy. But I thought I didn't want to show you cutting it on the Cricut. Most of you don't have cutting machines, and if you do, it may or may not be interesting to you to do this. And then what I'm doing is I'm just rubbing down that vinyl very, very thoroughly. And then there's my little tool. I set it aside after I was using it earlier. Now I'm using, this is a putty knife that came with my Cricut mats. You could use the edge of a credit card. You could use the Cricut tool. You could use a roller brayer here. Anything that will press it down so that the vinyl gets stuck to the contact paper itself. I have a fairly generous amount of contact paper on there. I'm going to also put some wedges in that so the contact paper moves. Anybody out there ever etched classes before? You may not be able to see it in the camera, but I'm looking to make sure there's very little gap between my letter and my contact paper, because that means it'll be able to peel easier. And then I took medicine right before I got online, and my hands are a little shaky because of it. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm starting to peel my backing off of the vinyl, and I want to make sure, let me see if I can do this where you guys can see. Maybe you can see it more closely there. I'm starting to peel the backing off of the vinyl, and I'm doing it at a 45-degree angle. And I want to leave the inserts of the letters in here. So I want to leave the center part of the D in there, the center of the E, the center of the B. And you do it at an angle so that you don't straight up pull something off of there that you won't leave on. I'm turning as I go because I already put those cuts in my vinyl. Okay, so there's our backing off of our vinyl. And here is the actual stencil that's going to go on. Maybe they'll start carrying them at some point, Sylvia. That would be nice. Guys, I had another idea today for using pool noodles. And I may have to use a pool noodle to do this. Before I start putting that on the glass though, let's stir our little etching cream on our glass. And I'm just looking to make sure that everything is still covered and that as it's drying, none of the etching cream has come away from the edges. And I'm more touching it than brushing, just like making sure. The other reason that I put this on fairly thick and I'm leaving it longer is I want this to show. I mean, I want it to show a lot whenever this is done. So it's still drying. I'm gonna bring you back over here. And I laid my vinyl down, and you're getting two views of this. I'm eyeballing most of this so that I can make sure that my T and my bride, the word bride, are straight at the top of my glass. And I'm going to lift up the bottom edge here where it says bride until I get the T and the circle laid down the way I want. And see if I need to put any more cuts so that bride doesn't end up getting off. Hard to do upside down and backwards here. Sorry if you can't see it real well. I'm trying to make sure it lays down right. And then I'll show you guys. Okay, so I've got the letters on there, and you can see my vinyl's still got some waves in it, but I've laid my letters down as straight as I possibly can. And again, I'm trying to adhere it so there's no air between the vinyl and the glass. I made this a circle to make it lay down better. Okay. Now that I've got all the vinyl adhered to the glass, I'm going to take the transfer tape and do the same thing I did when I was taking the backing off of the vinyl. And that is, I'm going to pull it off at a 45-degree angle, making sure that the centers of my letters stay in there. I don't care if I rip the transfer tape up. I worry about if I rip up the vinyl. That's my concern. And you can see my little center for my E came out of there. But I'm going to fix it. Tweezers are super handy for all kinds of things, right? I did the earlier one on camera without any issues. And that means that our vinyl or etching cream is done on the other cup. And I'm going to see if tech support will help me out with that.
What are you trying to do now?
I need, see the white cream? Under cold water, I need it rinsed off, but not like onto the rest of the glass. And I usually use the brush under cold water and just rub around that area. Do you want to come tell jokes and I'll go do it?
You rinse off the brush first.
Yeah.
That has any stuff in there.
Yeah. Mm. All right, so I fixed that part of my E. And then he's going to rinse that off for us, and then I'll show you what it looks like. It's always true that you make boo-boos on camera. Because I literally did the other one on camera a while ago and put it on, and it was like, dude, it's done. So let me put the little piece of the E back in here. And if my bride is watching this, you won't even know the difference, honey. I promise. Okay, let's see. What's...
Okay. Dry it off. Oh,
You can dry it off if you want. Yeah.
there's a brush. Figure it out real quick.
Thank you. See, time flies when you're having fun. Who's got jokes?
There you go.
It looks so easy. They're all asking you for jokes, babe.
Uh-huh. I'm not good with jokes. Good with accents. Jokes, I'm not too sure.
The masses want jokes. It's okay. I want the vinyl to come off now. Okay, so he has washed the etching cream off. Let me lift you up for a second. There I am. All right, and now I'm going to peel the vinyl off of here. And I'm not going to reuse this vinyl. I can't save it for anything.
Pull the line. I'm going to rinse it one more time just to be sure there's no cream underneath it.
We can. And I'm using the tweezers to get little bits of vinyl out of here. Sorry, I'm not doing it where you can see it on camera up close. I adhered that vinyl pretty tight. The groom's got little eyes. And he's going to rinse it for us one more time to make sure we got all the cream off. Because that cream will continue working as long as it's on there. Here.
What's there? That
Okay.
one O is bothering the hell out of me.
Once it dries, it'll look a whole lot better.
Okay.
Okay, so here's our groom glass with his initial on it. Ha ha ha, worst game of peekaboo ever. So not bad. Right now where it's wet, the etching isn't showing up a whole lot, but it's definitely there. Let's see. I don't know what it'll do if you get it on your hands. I've never actually tried that. I'm going to kill the camera on the phone. So give me just a minute to get rid of that. All right, so we're back up to 1. I think it came out pretty good. So that's one of the 8 glasses I've got to do done. And I'm going to let it sit here and dry. And then I'm going to work on just rubbing down all the letters around the bride. Here, it's all pretty much down, but I like to go back over those edges with my finger because I don't want any bleed. Thank you. Don't really have anything to put inside the glass, Nancy, maybe. Does that help any? Guess you can see it in the shadow. Yeah, it was 15 minutes. The etching cream only takes 15 minutes. Trying to get it so you can see the etching. And they wanted specific style of letters. So I tried to pick some that matched what she sent me. Was that better view for you? And then I'm going to work on, like I said, getting this vinyl down completely. And I'm only doing 1 glass at a time. Basically because I'm a perfectionist. I want them all right. I want to make sure that these are exactly perfect for them. When I did the shot glasses, I printed all of them out to start with and started putting them on, and I wasn't happy. Some of the letters worked better if they were in squares of vinyl. Some of them worked better in circles of vinyl. So I ended up cutting them basically individually as I went. So I decided that on these, I would do them one at a time, get one done, make sure it was finished. And I started with the bride and groom glass because if I mess something up, I want to be able to redo the bride and groom glasses with their pretty glasses. And some of you guys saw my Dollar Tree haul the other night, where Wayne bought me some glasses at Dollar Tree. This is the Dollar Tree glass, and yes, it's the one that has the tag on it. Hi, Agnes. Yeah, Sylvia, that's exactly my thought process on it, because this is going to be an heirloom for the bride and groom at the very least. You know, I know that it's going to end up probably in a display somewhere, probably with her bouquet and maybe a wedding invitation, you know, maybe in a shadow box. So I want to make sure that this is as absolutely perfect as I can get it. Because, you know, I don't want them to look at, every time they look at these, to think of me and go, she did such a cruddy job. That's not what I want. I want them to look at these and go, oh, those glasses are beautiful. And if she's, you know, got access to YouTube later on and wants to show somebody, oh, look how my glasses were made, I want her to be able to do that too. So I'm trying to be absolutely perfect on all of them, but especially the bride and groom glasses. Because you only get married once. Most people only get married once. And we want it to be special for her. And then I'm looking over here. Let's see. I see Kim. Hello. Lori. Sylvia. Agnes. Karen. June Hansen. June, did you get my message the other day? I think that someone cloned your Facebook account because they sent me a wild and woolly message. And I thought, well, that doesn't really sound like June to me. If it was you, I'm sorry, because I probably offended you, but I thought that they had cloned you. So I told them, I said, you're a creepy person. They started telling me about some good news from some government program, and I just went, nope, we're done. It's straight. It's down. Do you guys want to watch me put more glue on here, or you want me to just chit chat with you for a little bit? I'll tell you, I've been married more than once. I don't care. But I finally did it right this time. It was a clone? Okay, good. So I'm glad I didn't, I hope I didn't offend you, June. I did report the person. So hopefully they've taken him down. I know, I'm just sitting here fiddling with it now. I need to quit fiddling. I'm frozen? Well, that was one of the reasons that I killed the other one. It's Zoom that's the issue, Nancy. Because the internet speed's fine. I did try going live on YouTube last week, and it had more issues than Zoom did. So, and then one of the reasons I changed to later in the day was because when normally during the week, Wayne is working. Today's a holiday in the US, it's Memorial Day. So I didn't have to worry about him working today, but he normally does his conference calls in the morning, like around 10, 11 a.m. And so that was causing issues as far as bandwidth. And let's see if I just turn my Wi-Fi off on the phone. If that helps any. But I was trying to avoid that time so that we weren't dealing with those bandwidth issues. Is it still bad? I haven't tried Restream yet. Okay, good. So you blocked him, June. That's good. Yeah, I don't know who that was, but I was like, the first message they sent me was, "Hi, how are you?" And I thought, oh, well, okay. Hi, June. How are you doing? And then it kept going. And I was just like, whoa, this isn't June. This is not June. Who is this? Get off my friend's Facebook. I don't want you to do that. Okay, good. You tried Restream once by mistake?
Maybe.
Oh, is that when you went online, Colleen? The good thing about the Etch-a-Sketch is that tilt camera up a tad. Okay, better. You want to see my double chin instead of my belly? Always got jokes, right? I'm going to go ahead and put the etching cream on this one because I think this one's pretty straight.
Daisy.
Wasn't sure where that dog went. But Wayne picked up a bag of chips. The dog didn't come running. So close. Usually she's like, oh, I also like chips. I also like pretzels. I also like crackers. And don't say the word COOKIE in my house, because you will have a dog running at you and giving you the evil eye if you don't give her one of hers. She's rotten. But she's not spoiled, I promise. My dog's not spoiled. That would never happen. No spoiled dogs, no spoiled grandkids. The last time the grandkids were here, the youngest was here. And she was hungry, and she can only eat such certain things right now because, of course, she's, little, 8 months or something. So I opened up a whole jar of green beans and potatoes and sat and fished her out bites and fed them to her one bite at a time. I wouldn't have done that for my kids. I'd have been like, nope, here you go. But I didn't have a high chair to be able to set her in. Need to get one of those for here. So she got to sit on Grammy's lap and eat taters and green beans. And she wanted to hold the spoon. So I let her hold the spoon, and I'd put the food on it. And then I'd pick the food up and put it back in her mouth because, of course, she couldn't get it there from that spoon. I'm trying to put it. I tilted the camera up and forgot to tilt me up here so you guys could see me putting the cream on here. And for once, I don't have the chat phone sitting in front of me because I had all this other stuff that I had to have out there. So I'm sorry. So now I've got the bride one covered. I want to put a little bit more on there though. Like I said, you can put this on as thick as you want. If you get, too much excess on here, you can scrape it back off into the jar. I just don't want to put so much on here that it runs underneath the vinyl, which it shouldn't be able to do, but stuff happens. All right, so now she's really covered. I still want to put a little more there. When I look through the back of the glass, I can see where there's thinner layers. So that's what I'm doing, is trying to make sure that there's no really thin spots. Okay, and then I'll lay that on there. What's going on in the chat? The trolls are bored today? Oh, well, isn't that nice? Yeah, y'all have fun, Kate. Yeah, it's Armor Etch, Sylvia. Amazon sells it in the US and Canada. I don't know about in the UK, but there's another brand or two. Oh, Nancy, you asked what happens if you get it on your skin. A warning on the bottle says danger, causes severe burns, which may not be immediately painful or visible, may be fatal or cause permanent damage to skin, eyes, or respiratory tract, and refer to the back panel. And if contact occurs, immediate action requires. Call a physician immediately for specific antidote and treatment. Never induce vomiting for skin contact. Remove protective clothing and flush with water for 15 minutes. For eye contact, flush with water and continue to flush eyes with water for 15 minutes. Gives you the number for the Poison Control Center in the US on the back. So it sounds really, really, really screamy. But yeah, Joanne's has it. I got mine from Amazon. Almost like watching what guy paint? Are you saying it's like watching paint dry, Lori? Well, I needed to get them etched. And I was talking to Tracy earlier, and she said she had never seen anybody apply it to use it. And so I said, well, I could apply it. So that's what I'm doing, is applying it and getting the glasses done at the same time. in that big area around the loop. I'm applying just a tiny bit more. You can't even see it probably, but I've still got some on my brush, and I'll rinse both of them when the timer's up. Did I turn my timer on? Let's see if Melissa did that. Let's go to 11 and start. The guy that paints portraits. Are you talking about like the ones who draw the caricatures of people, like at Disney World and stuff? Charles time. The end of my fingernail right there. So it's definitely caustic. Yeah, that's the word. I was thinking acidic, but I knew that wasn't exactly it. So if you do get it on your skin, wash your hands immediately. I've tried to be really careful, and I probably should have put on gloves since I'm allergic to everything and anything. I didn't think about that. And then it's been a couple of minutes since I put it on, and I am gonna stir around my stuff to make sure that it gets everywhere I want it to get. You can kind of see the lighter spots, especially once it starts drying. And if you've got a thicker layer on here, it's easier to move it around. I just don't use lots and lots of it because we're rinsing it down the sink. And since it's caustic, I don't want it to beat up my sink pipes. But I mean, this little bit shouldn't hurt them. And I'm still trying to just dab. I'm picking it up with a brush stroke off the vinyl, but I'm just trying to dab it down to make sure that everything gets well covered. Oh, thank you very much, Colleen. Oh, he painted portraits on PBS. I only remember Bob Ross as a painter from PBS. Oh, well, thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. You like the blue, do you, Colleen? I like the blue. It matched my shirt when I was doing Cornelius the other day. I got some green and some teal too. I actually did 2 blocks yesterday. I put 2 together. Cornelius for this week and Henrietta for next week. And when I get done here today and get all my glasses done, then I need to do the applique on Cornelius. So I'll have that up for you guys on Wednesday. So I am working on getting everything moved forward for you. We have an ornate watch again.
Oh, what? An ornate watch? What's an ornate?
Ornate means it's fancy.
Okay.
Detailed.
Gotcha. I don't know, like weather watch or something.
Oh, we've been under thunderstorm and severe thunderstorm warnings and wind gusts and flood watches and fire watches. And our county has OCSO
Switch watches, you know.
Yeah, alert thing. And they have been pushing alerts for days. I'm so sick of their alerts, but they're pushing them to protect people, so you can't really gripe. But yesterday it was like every 5 minutes I would get one from AccuWeather and turn around and get almost word for word the same one from the county. AccuWeathers are more generalized, and the sheriff's office sends out alerts that are more. Our county is full of little areas like Bassinger, the Prairie, blah blah blah. And you kind of all know where they're at. So the county puts, when the sheriff sends out his, he says it's Bassinger, it's the Prairie, it's Four Seasons, it's, Jay's Fish Camp, whatever. So you get more specific warnings for things. And yesterday it was flood warnings, and we were getting flood warnings for everywhere that's low lying. And the flood warnings kept coming. And it was like, if you're below X feet of sea level, or if you have an area that normally floods, it's going to flood. Well, our road from like 100 feet out from our driveway all the way back to the first turn going back towards the main road literally will fill up and have baby fish in it with it, with a couple inches of rain. So I was like, okay, so we're not going to check mail today, which was Sunday, so not a big deal. But we weren't going anywhere yesterday because the road, I'm sure, was full of water. Wayne actually had to wait out one time when I was working out of town and bring me my BiPAP so I could go to a hotel because there was no way to get the car in. And with my arthritis, I'm not wading through water. It just isn't going to happen. I can't do it. So, yeah, it definitely gets floody down here. We've got about 5 minutes left. Are you working on the hexies still, Sylvia? Guys, you guys see that Stephanie and Courtney are going to do a live together on the 1st of June, which is what, Wednesday? They're going to clean their sewing rooms. I want you guys to watch it, but I want you to make sure Stephanie keeps her tush in a chair. She hasn't been feeling great lately, so she needs to definitely rest. No matter what she's doing, she needs to rest. And her dog, while he's not a trained service dog, will definitely let her know. We were watching her the other day, and I was like, please sit down, please sit down. Then the dog started growling, and I was like, good. He's going to make sure she sits there. Hexy, hexy, hexy. Yes. I can't wait to see your hexies done, Sylvie. I can't wait. Have you got any guess how many hexagons are in your quilt, Sylvia? I know Kate at Last Only House said there was like 1,500 in hers. When she was asking everybody to guess, I was guessing more like 4,000 or 5,000. But she made a little quilt for Agnes, like to sleep under when she visits her. And you made a king size quilt, so yours may have more, a lot more. And are you just now sewing yours together, or are you actually putting yours into a quilt sandwich and backing it and everything now? Hi, Lynn. Oh, okay, Lynn. You have a great night. I'm glad you got to visit with the grandkids. I'm having to read the chat over to my left, even though the camera's in front of me. Sorry, guys. Because I don't have all the phones turned on. No idea, huh? Okay. It'll be gorgeous when you get it done, I'm sure. And have you already posted Sylvia's channel? Guys, if you haven't watched Sylvia, you really need to. She's got a very soft voice when she starts her videos, but turn her up and listen to her because she's got great ideas and she's really super talented.
Also wash your hands very well after washing that cream off because it feels like I've handled hot peppers and my lips are burned.
Oh, go rinse your mouth good. Sylvia has a lot of talent. She saw a double wedding ring somebody was doing, and she thought, oh, I can make one of those. And so the next thing I know, she's putting up a video for her version of a double wedding ring. I was like, who does that? Who comes up with a pattern just by glancing at somebody else's? Because I think it was literally a Facebook picture. I can figure out patterns. You want to rinse this for me? I can. What? You want to rinse it? Oh, I got to have you rinse both of them because I put a little cream back on the circle there.
Okay. Okay, let me do one at a time.
Okay. I can figure out quilt patterns by looking at the pattern, but I have to spend some time really studying a quilt to be able to do that. And sometimes what I thought would work doesn't. But Sylvia just looked at a little piece of a double wedding ring and came up with one. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. A little bit of extra cream around the circle. Didn't make big differences on the glass, but I think it looks a little bit better. It's not going to wash off either way. The etching cream removes the top layer of glass. And then I did show you guys, I'm pretty sure, these, which is the shot glasses for the groomsmen. And they're just their initials on there. But I got all of those done. Those are all done. And this is the only one that's out. I've already packed all the rest of those up. Sylvia, I'm not boosting your ego. You have a ton of talent. I'm telling you. I'm so glad you started a channel.
You just peeling this stuff off, right?
Yes, but I'll peel it. Are you going to do it to make it easier?
I got better than you do.
Okay, thank you. Tech support is peeling the vinyl for me, which is nice of him to do. Teresa Louise. Sylvia is great. Yes. Sylvia, I'm waiting on the murder mystery quilt to be done. I can't even say the names. Miss Marple, Inspector Perot. Who else have you done? Quite a few. Quite a few of the detectives, the amateur detectives, solve all the mysteries in England. You know, I mean, and they're all quirky. They have hats.
The glass ready, right?
Yes. They have hats and all kinds of stuff. And, you know, we've got Tom Selleck. I don't think he goes very well as a quilt block. And Donnie Wahlberg. How'd it come out? Oh, she's lovely. I'm happy. Let's see if I can put a little square of vinyl. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see, guys. Let's see if you can see this. I'm gonna put a little bit of vinyl in there, and hopefully that is my bride's glass. Isn't that pretty?
Oh yeah, but I don't know.
There you go. Yeah, that works way better on camera. See? So there's the etched bride glass. All completely done. And here is the groom's glass. Done. And then we have, I'm not sure this is going to add anything to this glass, but we'll try it. And there's the one shot glass I've been showing. So yeah. And I've only got 6 more glasses to do. I got to do the bridesmaid glasses. They may be a little more difficult. 2 of the bridesmaids have a very long first name, and it's the same first name. So one of those bridesmaids is getting her last initial after her name. And so it's going to end up being fairly long. And with the way this glass curves down and then has this curve, you know, it's like straight.
What happens if you did an oval instead of circle? Would that be acceptable?
with the way that this glass curves down and then goes here,
Right.
I'm concerned about trying to keep the names straight on the curve. So I may move their names up a bit
Okay.
to make sure that I get them straight. So, yes, we're going to try. And I'm hoping that my bride and groom will be very happy with them. I like them. So, and they're going to use them at the wedding, and then the bride and groom's glasses will get put away, I'm sure. And everybody else may put theirs in their cabinets. I don't know. But I should have had hubby pick me up 2 of these from Dollar Tree, because for my stepdaughter, when she and her husband got married, I etched glasses for the 2 of them with a heart around it. I think it had a heart around it. And I could do theirs over because apparently theirs either got lost or broken when they moved. Colleen's got to go move the laundry around. Thank you, Sylvia. I think they'll love them, Nancy. I certainly hope so. I'm trying to do the absolute best, most perfect job I can on them because I want them to love them. But I did tell the bride, like I said, that I was probably going to do a video on it. So now I can send her a link to the video and she can see the making of her bridal glasses, which will be nice. And I may actually, when I do the rest of the bridal glasses, I do have a video up or coming out about etching the glasses for the little ones. So I may do a video on doing the bigger ones because there's a little finesse to it, not lots. I mean, it's not tough. But like I said, I was talking to somebody earlier who told me that they had never seen the process done. And I thought, well, let's show it up in as much detail as we can so that if someone else wants to do it, they're not as intimidated. You'd love them, Lori? Okay. Very cool. And then I've got to do some applique this afternoon. And I've got to do, I got to make a dachshund. I've got to make another one in some blue shade for Miss Donna. She liked the dachshund I made for my pincushion. So I want to make her a blue one. She's been so nice and so generous with everybody else. I thought, yes, I want to make her one and send it to her. And I'm going to stuff it before I send it because it'll be way easier to mail it to her in an envelope than trying to stuff it and find a box that it'll fit in. So, yes, you're going to be busy, Sylvia. Very much so. Well, Lori, if you decide that you want to make some for yourself, here's what I used is the Armor Etch. And I bought mine off Amazon. Comes in a little box, 2 little paintbrushes, little white-handled paintbrushes. I like that these are white and black because it to me, it kind of matches the bottle. The bottle's white and blue, but mentally I'll make the association. So hopefully I won't try to use these to paint something because I don't think they'd work very well for painting now that I've used them for the Armor Etch. His COVID vacation. Yeah, I've got a ton of UFOs, June. That probably will end up being my summer series for you guys is me doing UFOs because I've got like 30 quilt tops that need to be quilted, back batted, quilted. So you guys may see a whole lot of free motion videos coming out from me over the next few months. I'm trying right now to get the chicken salad stuff done and edited and posted so it comes out regularly for y'all. And then once I get that all done, then I'm going to go ahead and start on free motion quilting those quilts. And then I've been putting up collages of things I've done. You would pay me to do glasses, Lori. Contact me and we'll talk if you want to, if you're serious. But I did just teach you how to do it. But contact me and we'll chat about it. 7 of them to get done. Oh, thank you, Tracy. So you think you can go make yourself a set of glasses now, Tracy? Yeah, I think that one's what, $18.99, Colleen? Is that right? Mine was somewhere in there. I think it was $20 with shipping. Very close to it. It might have been a little less because I did have to order I can't even find it right this second. I had to order another plastic yarn needle to finish up my bee. And that was like $1.25, so I wasn't real worried about it. Okay, any questions from anybody about doing the etching or the vinyl part of it? I didn't, like I said, I didn't go into detail on the vinyl part because those who have a cutting machine probably know how to put together a basic design like that. And those who don't have a cutting machine probably aren't interested in following along as I do that. But, you know, if I can answer a question, I will. Oh, awesome, Tracy. Figured you probably couldn't do it because of your respiratory issues, though. Because the Armor Etch does have a smell. That one was 25. Okay, that's not bad. I was going back and forth between getting the Armor Etch because I wanted it by this past weekend, and because I wanted to work on them this weekend, and some of the dates for shipping of it to me were like June 15th or something, and I need to have them to her by the 15th. So I wanted to get the Armor Etch quickly, but I also wanted to do it as inexpensively as possible. And I bought this size bottle, which is 10 ounces. It's sold by weight, not volume. So the jar is only about this full, but there's 10 ounces of the etch in there. They do sell smaller bottles, but the smaller bottles are like 13 and they're only 2.8 ounces. So I've decided to go ahead and do the 10 ounce bottle and use it as freely as I want to. So yeah, it's not really bad, Tracy, as far as the smell goes. I don't know what the timer was for that. It's not really bad as far as the smell goes, but it might not be good for you to breathe it in, that's for sure. Yeah, we all have a ton of crafts we do already. Colleen, that link was fine. It's okay. Oh, okay, you found a cheaper link. That's awesome. Okay, guys. Well, if you don't have any other questions about the etching of the glasses or anything, I am probably going to say bye for now. I will see you on Thursday, but believe me, I've got plenty of videos going up this week. You guys won't miss my face. I'll make sure that you get to see it almost every day. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you besides be practical, be creative, have fun. Have fun. If you're not having fun, why are you doing this? I have fun doing Zoom is a wonderful thing, right? I'm going to shoot it. Okay, guys, y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching. I'm Melissa with Practically Creative, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Bye. Going to give you all a